Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, but today we're going to be talking about 4Ks. Well, 4Ks are Blu-rays, 4K Blu-rays. We're still talking about Blu-rays. But I've been having a little bit of an issue lately with spending, and I need to put a cap on it. I need to hold, and I need to save more. But luckily, the films that I have to show you right now, I actually have seen all before, and then also at the same time, I actually have been selling some of my collection. That way I could pay for this. So it's a little bit of a win-win. So, but anyway, today I want to showcase some of the 4Ks that I've been picking up, and I just cannot wait to rewatch these films. I've just heard really fantastic things about them and the 4K transfers on all of these films that I'm going to be mentioning. So that's one of the reasons why I bought them, right? So without further ado, before we jump in, I want to know, what have you been picking up for the month of May? If there's been any 4Ks on the horizon that you've been wanting to pick up, I'd love to hear those in the comment section down below. So now let's jump into the 4K pickups that I got for the month of May. All right, so the first one that I want to mention is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. On Paramount Presents, this is Spy number 31. This is actually the first 4K foray that Paramount Presents has. And what one to start off with, because this is actually probably my favorite John Wayne film, and one of my favorite Jimmy Stewart films, of course. And so you have those two, of course, in a John Ford production here. And wow, this is just a gorgeous film. And I absolutely love this Western. It's one of my favorite Westerns of all time. And it comes with really excellent special features, which is actually a little bit more rare towards the Paramount Presents lines. They always have the nice slip covers and then nice presentation, of course, with the film itself. But generally speaking, they normally do not have too many special features on those discs. But with the 4K, it comes with the feature film itself, right? Which is on 4K, so it takes up a lot of space. But other than that, the second disc is the Blu-ray, which has special features and also the feature film if you want to watch it on Blu-ray. It has a new filmmaker focus, which is Leonard Maltin on The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. It also has a commentary by the filmmaker Peter Bogdanovich, along with his archival recordings with John Ford and James Stewart. That's gotta be great. And it has selected scene commentary with introduction by Dan Ford, along with his archival recordings with John Ford, James Stewart, and Lee Marvin. And Lee Marvin's a fantastic, he is Liberty Valance, right? But also has The Size of Legends, The Soul of Myth, which looks like a little documentary of sorts, and has the original theatrical trailer. So very, very excited to rewatch this film. Like I was saying at the top, this is an amazing release from Paramount Presents, and I'm super, super excited about this. This is a stunning Western, so if you're not familiar with this film, definitely check this one out. It's definitely one of those films that will change your mind if you're not super big on Westerns, because this is actually one of the best ones of the bunch. And so yeah, I'm very, very excited about this film, and I'll be doing a little bit of a recap later on when I do decide to watch this film. So yeah, Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, have you seen it? You should. All right, the next three films that I have right here are all studio releases from Universal, and I'm very excited about these. I actually had just some normal standard releases, especially the second and third one. So this is a trilogy right here, but I'm talking about Jurassic Park on 4K. So I have Jurassic Park The Lost World, which is the second, and also Jurassic Park 3. And so for Jurassic Park, right, which is one of the best films of all time, and is just a stunning Steven Spielberg film for its special and practical effects, that they still hold up. And I've heard some things about this from some people where, you know, watching this is interesting to see on 4K because there is a lot more depth to it, of course, with the HDR and the color grading, but also you can see a little bit more of that special effectness going on with it. So it might be a little bit more easy to see with the eye, that fakery. But I've heard the night scenes are phenomenal, especially with the T-Rex. So very excited about that. But yeah, so this is, you know, the first three films right here on 4K. And I've actually heard good things about all the transfers. I think the third one might have on Blu-ray.com maybe the worst score of the bunch, but I actually really love these films. The first one, like I said, was a classic. The second one is just like, it's one of the better sequel films out there, and definitely slept on. And then the third one is one that actually kind of has a special place in my heart, because I remember when this came out on VHS, it was like the last days of the VHS, and I remember watching this over and over again, and it's definitely shaped like a horror film. And of course, you can forget Alan. But I really have a soft spot for Jurassic Park 3. I know people didn't like it when it came out, but it's definitely the third best Jurassic Park / world films. So anyway, I'll watch Dominion when it comes out. We'll see how that goes. I definitely enjoyed Jurassic World okay. It's fine. And then the second one, whatever, Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, that is not, I do not like that film whatsoever. So exciting things about these releases, of course, they have a bunch of actually special features on the back. Return to Jurassic Park, talking about the making of the first, second, and third film, and also has, you can just read that off, by the way, if you want to, but there's a lot of really great special effects and special features going on with each of the discs, and I won't read them all because I don't want to do that this entire video. But very, very excited about this. As you can see, this is a very stacked release. I think you could have these previously in a box set with the fourth and fifth film, but I definitely wanted just the first three because I love Jurassic Park, and yeah, why not have it on the best format there is available? So Jurassic Park. Have you seen these? Why have you not? All right, moving right along. It is actually Hitchcock month for a lot of people. Thank you to Ken at MidLevelMedia for putting that up for a lot of people. I've been seeing a lot of Hitchcock film videos, and I love it. I did a Hitchcock month a little bit a time ago where I did a spotlight challenge on my channel where I was spotlighting all the films from Hitchcock, at least the early ones that I hadn't seen before. But I finally bit the bullet and bought the Alfred Hitchcock Classics collection, and I have the second volume too. And the first one, like I said, I had definitely passed on this when it first arrived and also when it went on sale. But eventually I was able to go to groove.com and I'll put a link in the description down below. This is actually where I found this and this for a pretty decent deal. And this is actually my first purchase. So I got 20% off on the entire order. So that was really great. But the first film collection right here, I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this ad nauseum, but I want to mention that this has Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, and The Birds, which are 4 of Hitchcock's classics films. It's some of the best films that Hitchcock's ever made. I especially love Rear Window. That's one of my favorites of the bunch. But it has a lot of special features on here. 2 versions of Psycho, the uncut and the theatrical cut, and plus hours of special features right here. And it comes in this digi book right here, which is just very much like the old Alfred Hitchcock Blu-ray sets. And it's kind of set up like this, which has a bunch of really excellent things, but it has the Blu-ray and the 4K there. I really kind of wish they would change this a little bit up, just for the sheer fact that 4Ks, they scratch a little bit easier than Blu-rays. But other than that, I am very pleased with this, and I've heard really great things about the transfers. And so that's another reason why I picked it up and upgraded, because Hitchcock is on the mind, and I know a lot of people are thinking about Hitchcock right now. So that is the first set right here, and then there's that back right there. This is a gorgeous release, and I'm really glad that they, you know, really went in and looked at these and, you know, added HDR to it and really tightened it up. And very excited about that 4K resolution in that first set. And then in the second set right here are some lesser known films, except for maybe, well, there are lesser known Hitchcock films, but to Hitchcock fans, you all know these films. But Saboteur, Shadow of a Doubt, The Trouble with Harry, Marnie, and Family Plot. So some of his latter films too. But very excited. This is a nice soiree of films from like the 40s all the way up to his late films. And once again, set up very much like this. Same kind of setup with the 4K and the Blu-ray. It has a bunch of special features, of course. Talking about each film, Saboteur, really underrated film from 1942 that I really like. Shadow of a Doubt from 43. Then we have The Trouble with Harry from 1955. We have Marnie from 1964. It's one of my least favorite of Hitchcock's films. Sean Connery is messed up in it. And then from 1976 is The Family Plot. And then finally it has this. And without a doubt in my mind, there's definitely going to be a part 3. Because like I said, this all is very reminiscent of the old Blu-ray sets that Alfred Hitchcock, a lot of people you might have in your collection, where it had about 14 of his films, and I think that's where they're pulling all of these from. So definitely making you spend double dip on more money. So I will say that is definitely a negative, and probably the reason why I didn't pick up that first set in the first place. But regardless, I got a pretty decent deal on it, and I've heard enough things about this, and Hitchcock has been on the mind, and so I definitely dove into it myself. So have you picked those ones up? Let me know what your favorite Hitchcock in the comment section is down below. And the last 4K that I picked up, before we have some surprises, there's actually a few more surprises that I gotta show you, is one from Aero Video, and I actually got the limited edition 4K of An American Werewolf in London. And I actually had the standard release. I never had the old Blu-ray set from Aero Video, where a lot of people did, so I definitely upgraded like I did with RoboCop a few weeks ago, and I'm very, very excited about this, because this is a phenomenal film. So, of course, this is directed by John Landis, and right here it comes with a bunch of really great special features. There is a booklet right here, there's a poster, and then there's also the 4K set with Blu-ray as well. So let's look at the poster real quick first. And the poster is of the original, one of the original poster arts, and also of the new Aero artwork. It's not new, I guess it's pretty old, but, and then there's that right there. So really great poster work. I'm probably gonna try to find some space on my wall and put it up. And then it also has this booklet right here. I love the finish on this. This is really nice material right here. The slaughtered lamb, that really nice bar that they go to, right? And the Moors, but then there's the contents right there with all of the cast and crew, and then of course all of the film essays here with Craig Ian Mann, Simon Ward, and Jordan R. Fox, and then original reviews on page 47 and about the restoration. So you can see the different film essays and all of the things that go into this film. Yeah, just very, very excited. There's some werewolf Nazis right there. Really fun sequence in that film. But yeah, wow, what an amazing werewolf film. This is certainly, like, I was definitely eyeing it, but I decided to finally pick it up because like I said, I had sold some stuff and it was about time to get this. And here's the 4K itself, and I misspoke. I think I said that the Blu-ray's with it. It is not, but it does come with some nice little postcards right here from the film itself, right? And there's two more here. And so a really great little addition there. But like I said, for the special features on this disc, and then also the poster and the booklet material, and also just not having the original Aero release from the Blu-ray, this was definitely worth an upgrade for me, because I definitely had just a standard release of the film. But it has too much special features to read off, but very, very excited about this release. As you can see, there is too much to read off. But very excited about that. Love that film. Need to rewatch it. It's been a bit since I've seen it. But An American Werewolf in London, another classic that I love, that I decided to upgrade on 4K. So now that we did that, let's move on to some television series. I know I just talked about Alfred Hitchcock recently with the new 4K sets, but I also was able to pick up the Alfred Hitchcock Hour on DVD. I actually had this imported. I got it on Amazon, but I got a pretty decent deal. And this is a 93 episode complete collection of seasons 1, 2, and 3. So it's all set up in these DVDs. And yeah, I don't know about the particular quality of these DVDs, but I definitely wanted to pick up Alfred Hitchcock Hour because Hitchcock has been on a lot of people's minds lately. But as you can see, this is the company that puts it out. Fabulous right there. So excited about this. And there are each of the seasons right here. Season 1, right? With these DVDs come kind of set up where they're kind of packaged on top of each other, but I prefer this packaging over, you know, like just slipcases, right? So definitely excited to check out Alfred Hitchcock Season 1, the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, and Season 2 as well. Same with Season 3, and then there's the back of those. The same kind of quality that you'll see with the setup of how it is in the box set. But yeah, decent deal for this. I think I spent around $40 or $50 for it. Definitely got a good deal on this. But yeah, if you're interested in this is a Region B release, by the way, I didn't mention that. So you will have to have a Region Free player to purchase this particular release. But I'm very excited about this because, like I said, I've been on a Hitchcock mood, and so want to watch more things that he did. This is going to be like a Twilight Zone, but Hitchcock style. And last but not least, and speaking of Twilight Zone-esque things, I finally picked this up, and I can shout out my good friend Sam, film blogger Sam. Definitely pushed me towards getting this, but I picked up Twin Peaks, the complete collection on Blu-ray right here. So all 3 seasons of this, you know, in the return, it has all of that. All 29 episodes of the original groundbreaking season. 18 parts of the limited event series, and yeah, it has some intriguing behind-the-scenes featurettes and all this. But I've actually heard some critical responses about this particular release because of how it's stacked. It's kind of similar to the Alfred Hitchcock Hour release, except it's like that. But there are, as you can see, there's 2 discs on top of each other, and I don't really like when that's the case. But, you know, I might try to find some kind of alternative way to where I can put these and house these discs a little bit better. But definitely still beats, in my opinion, the little slips, right? But yes, that's what I picked up. I've had a lot of 4K madness. I'm going to try to be picking up and go into these Twin Peaks show and finally watch it for the first time. This is definitely, this and Alfred Hitchcock Hour, these are the films or the shows that I haven't seen yet. So very, very excited about this, and yeah, I'm ready to get into the weirdness of it all. But that is my 4K pickups and also a few TV series. But I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. There's more things on the channel on the horizon, some really great things coming up, some switch ups that you'll see coming up. But yeah, keep watching for more film journeys, more questions of the week, and hauls and reviews and all these other things. So thank you so much for watching again. Give it a like, share, hit the notification bell, subscribe, and I will see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.